check those out. Wonder what those are for. They're all tied together. It's interesting. Looking for a good spot. Maybe right here. It's a nice little bowl. Alright. Getting more difficult. I think we want to go more that way. That's good. The harder it is to get to, more likely you'll be able to find some good spots. This little spot interested me right here. Looks like got a little small piece right there. So I think what we're gonna do is dig deeper, get to the bottom. That's bedrock. This is all flood material, so the river is usually somewhere up to there. So we're almost to the bottom. So I'll show you guys my setup. Got some shovels, zip ties, carabiners are probably my favorite tool of them all. Got some tools in here, butter knife. I got a bag so I can throw some grab some trash on my way back. Bear spray. Got food in here. And then up here, I need to find a way to mount this to my backpack somehow. And then we got more tools in here. Spare water. This is what I need. Yeah. So I've got this little crevice. Let's see if I can get up in here. That was probably my biggest pan. So I think I'm gonna get some water, throw it in here. Use this to suck it up. Yeah, I'm getting some good stuff. I feel like there might be something in there. Actually, is that one right there? There might be. Hold on. Dude, it was. That was sitting in that little hole right there. That's cool. Let's see, is that a picker? Maybe if I squish it with my finger. No, not a picker. Bingo. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Dude, my biggest piece. That's what I'm talking about. She's a picker. Cool. This tool is awesome. Scrape away, like so. And then you could use this little scooper. Boom. Got a nice little pan. I don't know what that is. Silver though. A lot of black sand here. So I'm gonna try right here. See if we can get a little bit deeper. Found one little speck in here, but I'm gonna start getting down to the bottom. Getting down to the core. That's where I'm hoping all the big stuff is. The bigger stuff is heavier, therefore it sinks to the bottom compared to the little stuff. So start scraping away, maybe push all this out of the side. Get down to the bottom right there, right there, right there, right there. There we go. Still finding gold. That's what I'm talking about. If you're used to watching my channel, then you know I'm not used to finding gold like this. The gold I'm used to seeing or finding is the gold you can barely even see. So this is cool. Oh, it's break time. All right, back to work. Yeah, this tool is awesome. Okay, I'm gonna focus on, it's about 5 p.m. right now. I'm gonna focus on working the cracks instead of getting like this material. Even though there's still gold in here, I wanna make the best out of the time I've got. So, work on getting the bigger stuff. This crack is actually super deep. Like really deep. It goes all the way back there, down there. Whew, hope there's something good in there. This might be my biggest one. Look at that. Beautiful. Just do a little test pan. Spot right there. Not too shabby. I love that color. Gold on black. Alright, got our last pan. Threw some water in there, sucked it up with this. I'll pour that in there. It sucks some up from over here, from there. I bet you there's some in there, but running out of daylight. It's about 6:30. So the last pan, let's see what we got. Nice, this was a good one. I'm glad I did that. I bet you there's still more in there. Look at that. Beautiful. Well, that's my progress. I got all this done, that done, a little bit of that, some of that. All right, boy, you ready? Let's rinse this off. I've got a bag for trash. I already found one piece. So I know this section for another 20, 100, maybe 30, 40 feet. It's gonna be the hardest part. Ozzy, come on. All right, let's do this.